Hi everyone, Bernard here. Hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to episode 9 of the One City Show, where I have a quick look around the media and a little bit on the papers, but more the talking points really, and a couple of opinions and some great old images, etc. that have happened. I think it's about 18 days since the last one of these we did, so there's quite a bit out there. I've sort of got rid of some of the older stuff though that's perhaps not as relevant now, but we'll have a quick look through media and see what's going on, all to do with our wonderful club, of course, Manchester City. So join me for that. Some fun stuff as well, some stuff that makes me smile, and some sad stuff as well, obviously. But please join me. If you're new to the channel, please push that notification button and push the subscribe button so you get to know when these little vlogs are coming out as well. I do City Pass, City Presents, City Magazine vlogs, which is what this is, City quizzes, loads of stuff there. And if you've got any City supporting friends who might be interested, please point them in my direction. That'll be absolutely fantastic. And you will see some film and TV stuff as well. I'm very greedy. I have a film and TV channel as well. I do reviews, information vlogs on there as well. Similar sort of mix of stuff that I do on the City stuff. You know, I try and keep it interesting and mix up things, so please have a look at that if you get a chance, if you get a little bit fed up of football occasionally, which I think we all do, and we all like films and TV, don't we? So have a look on there. And same again, if you know anyone who might be interested, please point them in my direction and get them to push that subscribe button. Let's go. We're well over 800 now, so I'm aiming for the 900, so let's get towards it. Hey, that'd be fantastic. And if you need any followers or friends on Facebook and Twitter, there's a couple of links on screen now, and I do post loads of stuff, of course, on City on there, so, and football in general, so I do check every 3 or 4 days and follow and friend everyone back. And all opinions, please give us your opinions. Send your images in as well. I post some nice images I find on Twitter and Facebook, obviously. But if you've got anything you want to send in, and I'll dedicate this and put it on here for you. And as you know, I always like to promote little things like artwork and stuff like that. So I've got another new guy today that I'm promoting. Fantastic image, cheap as chips as well. I've ordered a copy myself. Anyway, more on that in a moment. But anything like that, just let me know. Just give me a shout, DM me, or leave me a comment, whatever you want to do. Right, let's get on with it. Yeah, so the City images. Yeah, of course, sadly, yeah, with the passing of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. It was great to see this image out there again, wasn't it? Of obviously the 1956 FA Cup boys meeting. Then we hadn't won the cup at that stage, obviously, and Bert's neck was okay to do his bow, wasn't it? His meeting in the great Duke of Edinburgh there. But I thought I wore that wear this as well in sort of little homage to that game, and obviously to the Duke of Edinburgh. And may he rest in peace, and anyone else. Obviously, people like Bert. You know, let's hope they all can rest in peace. But I thought it was a great image. I say I've seen it before. It's been posted before, but I thought I'd put it on anyway for you to have a look at. So I thought that's a great image. In fact, I'm not sure who reposted it, but I say it's been used over the years, that one. So anyway, our condolences to everyone involved. Another, well, perhaps not as sad in a way. Someone's, obviously it's not to do with death, but of course the inevitable departure of Sergio at the end of this season. Whether we'll get to see him much, who knows? I mean, obviously he's got a little bit of a niggly injury again, hasn't he? But we got a great, as we go there, Mr. Don Grant. We always put Don Grant stuff on. A great piece of artwork. And our hero from Don Grant. I've got a little image of someone in the background there from Mr. Don Grant as well. So, yeah, Don can always be contacted about his artwork at dongrant2003 at hotmail.com. So there's a great image, of course, of Sergio. And, of course, with KDB, that's further news. We might touch on that in a moment. But signing his new contract, we've got... he's got a great one as well, Don Grant of KDB. Give us a great image, also available if you get in contact with Don Grant at that email address that I mentioned before. Yeah, back to Sergio. Some great stuff coming out, some facts and figures. And there was a great image of the positioning of all his 257 goals for City. It should be on screen there. I think I'll have to find it when I finish this, because I'm sure I made a note of it and took an image of it. So yeah, but with that one on the wing there, there's one out on the wing. Was that the Liverpool one? I was obviously at that game. That was where he scored from that tight angle. I have to assume that's a Liverpool one, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. But some great facts and figures. But he's not gone yet, has he? So, well, I mean, I certainly keep all my facts and figures on hold until he actually finishes and has left the club. So there you go. And also, back still on Sergio. I mean, all right, it's not the greatest likeness in the world, is it? But my thanks to Alan Perkins, who posted, I want one of these. I'm sorry, I perhaps wouldn't put Sergio Aguero on the back. I might put, if I was a United fan, I'd probably put Slabhead on it. But yeah, Alan a great image of Sergio there with the flower pot man. Obviously, Bill or Ben, I'm not too sure, but a fantastic image. And he's got him down, obviously, as Sergio Aguero on there, but I must admit, I don't have a shed at the moment. I just have a big storage box in the garden. But if I did have a shed, well, I wouldn't have it in the shed. I'd have it sat behind me, probably, to be honest with you. But that is a great image. And yeah, I was talking about artwork, wasn't I? Yeah, it's Ben at Footy Prints 10. He's got some stuff, Etsy shop, is it? Or one of these shops. And he's got the Vincent Company print, which is obviously showing up there on the screen. £4.95. All right, so A4, so it's not massive, but yeah, I've ordered one myself, and Ben's thanked me for that. But I thought I'd give him a word. I know he's getting a mention on a couple of other fan sites as well. But yeah, he sort of, I saw that a couple of weeks ago, and obviously retweeted, etc., etc. But it's a brand new venture. He's a City fan. It's cheap as chips. So what more can you say? Give the lad your support and order one. I say I've ordered one myself. I'm still waiting. A few days ago, but I'm still waiting for it. I'm sure it will come at some stage. But I know other guys have received theirs. So yeah, so that's a fantastic. I like them sort of things. I mean, they're not great detail or anything like that. I just like the style of them. I like that sort of thing. So it takes me back to the old days of when they used to show how goals were scored in the old magazines, and I used to love that. If I was good at art myself, it's the sort of thing I'd do for this channel. I do redo goals and stuff. But I say I'm not very good at stuff like that. Anyway, get in touch with Ben at Footy Prints 10. So there you go, and all his information's on there. So it's fantastic. I said, give him your support. That'd be great. Niall Swords, yeah, Swords is not a particular City fan, I don't think, but he does some great artwork. He does some great customised ones as well. So if you wanted, say, a favourite dog doing, or the favourite wife, or something like that doing, get in touch with Niall Swords at NS Words Art, and that's a great montage, isn't it, of the City legends there. That's fantastic. So that'll be available. I'm not sure the price is there. I don't know how expensive or cheap or whatever, but Niall Swords, yeah, he's worth a look at. And as I say, he's not, obviously, I don't think he's a City fan particularly. He just does pencil work for lots of different things. So that was really good. Niall Swords, keep him in mind as well. And Alamin Sajel, yeah, I mean, a lot of shirt collections. We've got a couple of regular guys who do it, but Alamin Sajal has posted a great image of some of his City shirts, and that's a great collection there. Alamin, a fantastic selection. I mean, I've lost. I think I've lost more than I've still got, to be honest with you. I've lost some real retro ones that I did have over the years that have just suddenly gone walkabouts. Even I used to keep them for the kids as well. Their shirt, little tiny ones, but I've lost a number of those as well over moving house and stuff like that. So a bit gutted really, but there you go. But that's a great collection from Alamin. And still on the subject of shirts, of course, we've featured him many times, but Mark McCarthy, who obviously has a Facebook page dedicated to match-worn shirts, as you probably know out there, but as it always invites people to join his page, and he posted a great image of some of his shirts. I think he's probably posted similar things in the past, but he does post regular updates of new ones added, etc. But that was a great image he posted of all his shirts. Daniel Rennie, yeah, we talk about man caves, don't we, in offices that have been turned into shrines, etc. But that was Daniel's a bit not as cluttered as some I've seen, but he posted his own City man cave, or perhaps it was a garage. Looks more like a garage, didn't it? One of the two. But yeah, nothing wrong with the garage. You can turn a garage into a man cave and get a pool table in there, etc. A bit cold. Usually need a bit of heating, especially in the UK. But yeah, that was a great image from Daniel Rennie of his little man cave. And Mo Surrey, I found that was a fantastic image there. A great image of his family. Her family getting ready for, I think it's her family. My apologies, Mo. I mean, I assume it's a lady. Getting ready for the 1969 final, yeah. And I love that rosette, the red and black. I mean, why? They died a death, didn't they? I think I perhaps owned one or two back in the day, but that rosette looks great in red and black, and they do perhaps need to make a little bit of a comeback. Who knows? Little rosettes. If you got any rosettes stuck at home that you can show, send me some images. And a great image there. I mean, that's a similar one. And probably the mesh there is quite modern looking, but there's a mesh looking through the Platt Lane training ground, of course, which obviously I spent a lot of time. I used to always get the bus home from work when I first started working in Manchester. We used to get the 48 bus from Withington to Manchester, and obviously used to go past the training ground at Platt Lane. Used to turn the corner there. Used to like it when I caught glimpses of, say, mainly youth players, I think, at the time. I did go and watch the first team train occasionally, stuff like that. But yeah, I used to spend a bit of time there, and obviously you just sort of catch a game going on as you want. I always wanted to sort of catch a goal going in. I don't think I ever did, but yeah, it was always a tight fit, that pitch though, wasn't it? There's not much room behind the goal, so the ball must have been sort of, with our shooting anyway, I don't think it's improved much, probably over into the U3 Road, etc. a few times. But yeah, it took me back, that picture of the Platt Lane complex. I think it's still there, obviously. It's City still have some connection with it, I think, anyway, but it did take me back a little bit. The urban spaceman, yeah, he sorted his all the digs we get about the small club. I mean, that sort of sums it up, doesn't it? The urban spaceman, the world's biggest small club. I think I'll go with that. I'll accept that. I think that's a great image, and yeah, I've no complaints against that one. George Chilvers, yeah, there's a lot of stuff on images today. And they posted a great coloured image, of course, of the City and Everton teams walking out before the game we lost, unfortunately, the 1933 FA Cup final, where we wore the famous or infamous red shirts. Well, no, not red. We called them scarlet. The colour was called scarlet at the time. So yeah, you got Sam Cowan and Dixie Dean, the fantastic Dixie Dean of Everton. It's a great image. I think I have seen that one before, but I thought it was such a great image. I thought I'd post it, certainly with the colorization, the coloured image of it as well. I'm fairly sure it would have been black and white, but obviously they coloured that afterwards. But it looks quite impressive. And they say, yeah, in the scarlet flag. I mean, I know one. I remember reading a match report, and they were talking about the City fans wearing the scarlet scarves rather than red scarves, which was nice. So there you go. Alan Tunnicliffe, yeah, unusual, but something I would have done myself at the time, or if I've been around and around. But a bit of memorabilia he took from the old Kipax when the Kipax was shut down. Obviously, a bit of a step, which is fair enough. I used to have a bit of grass, but I think I've lost that now from Main Road when it closed. But a bit of a step and a barrier from the old Kipax, of course. So any of you got similar sort of bit weird things, send them in. I must admit, when I play at Main Road in a charity game, I did try and keep my boots sort of where I kept the grass on the mud on the bottom, or a little bit of, and I think it just over years fell off and I didn't keep it, but I was gutted about that. Yeah, what the papers say, I don't do too much on the papers. I don't believe half of what they say, but obviously a couple of weeks ago, Pep was, of course, claiming City can't afford an elite striker like Harry Kane or Erling Haaland. I can sort of see that. And since that came out, obviously we've had our report about making the 120 odd million loss or whatever, which is not the highest. I think Everton have made more loss than that, but it is quite a lot of money. So yeah, I can certainly understand the headline behind that, and I think City fans who think we're going to pay silly money for players. I mean, having said that, we'll probably talk about KDB later as well. But yeah, it's we're not going to break the wage structure, are we? Although obviously this KDB thing, since I wrote this about a week or so ago, has sort of changed my little thoughts a little bit on that. But perhaps we'll go into that a bit deeper. Not for this show. It's a bit. I don't want to go in too deep on things like that. But perhaps in another show. But that's how we do things. We don't usually pay silly wages. We don't certainly pay silly money for transfers. So yeah, it would surprise me if either Kane or Haaland ended up at City. I just don't think it will happen at this point in time. It may do, it may not, but that's my opinion. But it is interesting that Pep said that, and perhaps that's to throw a wobbler to other people. I'm not too sure, but that was an interesting thing, obviously, in the papers that took me interest. We'll talk about this KDB thing in a moment. On the MCFC City site themselves. Yeah, so we're going to Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, 2-year extension, which is great. He negotiated it himself, keeping him till summer 2025. The only thing I've got with that is, I know City, as I said, with the wage structure, we used to pay a lot on bonuses. So last year we won the League Cup, didn't we? So they wouldn't have got massive bonuses last year, the players. And yet our wage bill is the highest now in the Premier League. So it is interesting, certainly with this KDB thing. I think he sort of give up some of his bonuses for a higher set wage. It's not something that I'm overly impressed with, to be honest with you. I mean, to me, I know players are dedicated and they've got pride, etc. But I think that the bonus things gives them that little bit more of an edge, perhaps, doesn't it? I mean, you saw KDB's face as I'm recording this. We've just been beat by Leeds. I mean, you saw KDB's face at the end of that game. You could see he wasn't very happy, but obviously he does perhaps his bonuses still come in this season for winning games, etc. But perhaps he's still on it until obviously the season end. But I'm sure he signed a new contract, so his new thing has kicked in. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I say it's something I don't want to sort of talk about too much on this thing, but yeah, these little things are all coming. The loss, the not paying the money for new strikers, but in this way, and then Kevin De Bruyne negotiating his own thing. It's all quite interesting. We'll perhaps have a little, obviously in the closed season, have a little bit more depth on that, but it is interesting. City versus Spurs, yeah, I believe there's going to be 8,000 tickets, of which City should be receiving about 2,000. Don't know what the conditions are yet. City haven't released any figures for the League Cup final, Carabao Cup. It's our cup, Carabao Cup, the Carabao Cup final. So, yeah, I'm not very happy about locals getting tickets, which obviously it's North London. So I wonder whose fans will get the tickets. And yeah, I agree with the NHS thing, but yeah, again, if it's local NHS staff, who are they going to go to? I'm a bit upset that looks as though City have been screwed a little bit, all the City fans, that in an 8,000 crowd, you're probably going to get about 5,000 or 6,000 Tottenham supporting fans. So I'm not very happy about that, but no surprise that they actually make a mess of it, is it? So, and certainly we've been done in the past as a City fans, so that's no surprise. So that's a little bit unsettling and annoying, to say the least. The rail seating, yeah, that's interesting. Going to be installed. I did question whether is that okay now to stand up, but obviously the official line is they tolerate standing, don't they? So they won't say yes, that's okay. So even with the rail seating, they're still not saying it's okay to stand. They're still saying you have to sit down. So yeah, hopefully it will continue, because there's no point in being in the singing section where you stand up if they start being a bit more strict, is there? So obviously what the rules at the moment won't change, I assume, but you can't get a direct answer out of City. I did try. But again, as far as atmosphere, if the same people are in the singing section, it's not going to change, because most of them don't sing anyway. Very disappointing. I try and sing and shout, certainly for at least 90-95% of the game. I mean, I definitely have to rest sometimes with my poor little throat, but me, I like to chat and sing, and as you know. But yeah, I don't think it'll make one jot of difference to the atmosphere, unless you get new people in there, perhaps from up on the third tier, who want to sing and shout, because I'm afraid the mix in there at the moment, and obviously I've commented this to the 1894 group, etc. There's too many people in there don't sing and shout throughout the game. They might occasionally. They're too busy chatting to each other, and so I don't think it make one jot of difference at the moment, unless we get a different mix in there anyway. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think on all these things. Yeah, and on the City Plus site, you can relive Aguero's best moments. That's worth a watch. I don't have City Plus at the moment. They stopped taking me money, and I just can't be bothered rejoining, to be honest with you. So you've got your 3-2 at QPR, you've got your 6-1 Newcastle in 2015, the 6-1 Aston Villa in 2020. So yeah, so that's the Aguero best moments. That's worth a watch on City Plus if you've got it. There's a number of other small tributes that you don't have to have City Plus for, so they're always worth seeking out. Speaking of legends, there's a David Silva thing. A bit more on him at the end. There's a David Silva, a glittering decade of success. So there's that stuff on the Citizen channel. I don't think that's a City Plus. I think you can just watch that in there. There's also My Debut by Trevor Francis, Stoke 1981. What a day that was. David Clayton, where obviously between 10 and 12,000 made it there for that debut that day. There's a special on that on the City site. There's also a City Plus exclusive on Feed the Goat. Look, I saw snippets of it, obviously advertising it, but of course includes the rise of Goldring, including interviews with his teammates and fans, and of course many of the goals in the famous blue and other variations of the shirt. So that's on City's thing. A Passport to Glory, a personal favourite of mine, The Lions of Vienna, the story of the 1970 Cup winner Cup triumph. That's out there on the City channel as well, so seek that out. That's fantastic. If you go onto the City website and go onto the news, etc., and then you just scroll through, you'll find these things. And recently just posted, as we played Leeds, obviously match of the season, the Leeds 1, City 2, the Battle of Ellen Road. Yeah, it was a battle off the terraces, never mind on, seen through the eyes of players in the third round of the FA Cup, of course, in 1978. So that's worth a great watch. So some great stuff. As I say, it's been about 18 days since I've done one of this, so they produced some pretty good stuff on the City site. The Aston Villa game, of course, is rearranged as I'm recording this for next week, between the Dortmund game and the between the Chelsea game and the Carabao Cup final, so that's been rearranged for then. So, hey, we need 3 points there, don't we? All of a sudden, the City Tour, the City Tour. If you've ever not been on the City Tour, if you've been, you want to go again, is reopening. You can book tickets from the 29th of May 2021. I have been on the main road one. I took my 2 eldest to the main road one, but I've not done the Etihad one yet. So perhaps someone will treat me to that one day. Who knows? I won't mind doing that. From the match day programmes, against Dortmund, there wasn't anything exciting. There's a good piece on Ilkay Gundogan about his time back at Dortmund. I might do a feature in sometime in the future. Obviously a good piece on Ilkay about what he was doing before he come to City. So that was worth a look on the matchday programme against Dortmund at home. So seek that out, the digital programme. And from the Leeds one, Kevin Cummins did an experiment on a game against Leeds back in the day where he just photographed a block of the crowd every 90 seconds. Nice full seats I noticed on there, wasn't there? Not many empty seats on that one. So it was a little experiment he did. So that's worth just having a quick look at what the idea behind that was and what he did, etc. So that's the Kevin Cummins piece in the Leeds digital programme. And Mark Riley does his Q&A. I always like these because I just like to see silly things. And obviously it's Mike Wedderburn, who's from Portsmouth. Obviously I'm not too sure of how he became a City fan, but obviously he's from Sky, isn't he? And question and answer from Mark Riley, obviously asking him the questions. There's one I liked where Mark Riley asked most peculiar or memorable thing that has ever happened at a match, and Mike Wedderburn said most peculiar but definitely not memorable was being mistaken for Howard from the Halifax. That's it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse than that. Upcoming City games, of course, the diary for the EDS Academy and women. The women in action, of course, on Saturday, the 17th of April at home to Aston Villa in the FA Cup. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff. And then, of course, they've got the big league game, haven't they, where everything counts. They can win this, they might win the title. If they don't win it, it's probably Chelsea's. 6 p.m. the 21st of April at home to Chelsea. And that's on BT Sport as well, so keep your eye out for that if you enjoy the women's football. The EDS are live on City Plus for the home fixture with United. As we go, we try and get that PL2 title, don't we? Take a step closer to that. Friday the 16th of April, 7 p.m. So that's that. So if you want to watch that and hopefully cheer us on the step nearer that title. And the Academy Premier League Under-18s are next in action away at Sunderland on the 17th of April at 2 p.m. And so finally, we have a quick look out and about on social media. Obviously we had the FFP thing, didn't we? Obviously with this wage loss of cities, etc. Obviously a few clubs are struggling, but it's interesting how obviously the big clubs in Europe are struggling, and all of a sudden the FFP system needs to be relaxed and changed. But obviously we'll see more on that, and we'll see how it pans out, and etc. over the coming weeks and months, obviously. But no surprise there, is it, that that's been relaxed? But obviously we probably ourselves are pretty glad it's been relaxed the way things have been going with COVID, etc. But I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they move that one forward. The new season, we get this one out of the way first day, but it's been announced for 14th of August 2021 is start of the new season. I'm still not 100% sure whether things will be back to normal. I mean, my heart says hopefully, but my head says probably not. But we'll see, won't we? But 14th of August isn't that long away, is it? I mean, not even finished this season yet. Hey, we've still got a lot to aim for, haven't we? But they've announced that the new season will start 14th of August anyway. KDB, of course, deservedly won the Player of the Month for March, as he appears to be getting back to his best, doesn't he? I mean, I'd still be playing in most games now because I think he needs to play, because he's obviously he's had a bit of a rest, hasn't he? I don't think he's tired. I think obviously injury wise you've got to be careful, but you can get injured in training, can't you? But I did see his face. Did you see his face? As I think I commented earlier, after that Leeds defeat, he wasn't overly impressed with that defeat against Leeds at home. So but well done KDB. I think we're thankfully, fingers crossed, he's getting back to his very, very best just at the right time of the season. So perhaps some of the players should join him in that sort of getting back to their best. There's a lot of players not quite at the best at the moment. We can do a lot better. Some images, some great images, obviously past images. There posted some images, include some great badges and scarves. I mean, look at those badges. I think my favourite there is because it's quirky. I like a quirky one. I do like the round ones, obviously, the standard ones, but that diamond shaped one appeals to me. I'm not really bothered about the England one, to be honest with you. I'm not overly bothered about that. But the scarf, yeah, those four, look at them scarves, fantastic. I mean, my favourite, I think, in those scarves there would probably be the blue one with the red, black and white. I did have one of those, and like my shirts I mentioned earlier on, I mean, a lot of this I've lost over years. I mean, I used to have a great, I've still got it actually, I think, a white one with a red and blue stripe across, which I actually bought at an England under 21 game against Italy at Main Road back in the day, back in the 70s and 80s. I've still got that somewhere. But I had so many scarves that I've lost, but I do miss my silk ones as well. I remember the old silk scarves? They should make a comeback. Fantastic, the silk scarf. Awful to tie and keep on, but fantastic to look at. But yeah, badges. I was never a big collector of badges. I've got a few now knocking about that I've rebought, from certain websites, etc. But yeah, I always like a nice simple badge though. I mean, this is fantastic because of the shirt, but I like a nice simple sort of round badge or that diamond badge, something like that. Anyway, thanks to Wazza for that. And of course, Anthony Rawson, we see a lot of his stuff, don't we? The gingerwigcitygifts.com. He's added a few more shirts to his coaster collection. Some great images there, fantastic. I mean, I don't have any of the coasters. I'll have to perhaps invest in one day, but they do look great, don't they? It's hard to pick a favourite, to be honest. I look through those coasters, try to think, which one do I like the best? And there's loads alike, so I can't really. But of course, the gingerwigcitygifts.com, you can get all that. And of course, an added thing he's got for all you chefs out there, yeah, we've got some pretty nifty oven gloves there as well. So even though I don't tend to use them very much, occasionally I might use one, get stuff out of the microwave, the plate gets hot. Even, for me, I'm not the greatest chef obviously, but I think they're fantastic, those oven gloves. From Anthony Rawson at the gingerwigcitygifts.com. So give him your support for all your city-orientated memorabilia as well. And we'll finish with, of course, well, it's great. And there you go, up on screen, the great El Mago, of course, David Silva. Right, he's no longer with us, still buried in our hearts, isn't he? Still there. But yeah, it's great to see he's still collecting trophies. Interesting, one of the pictures, he always seems to be on the periphery. He was with City though, if you think. He's a shy, obviously a quiet lad. He kept him, so we know what he's like. And it's interesting to see these, if you look at a lot of City pictures with the trophies, he's not sort of front and centre, David. He always sort of kept out of it. And he's, again, similarly with this one, with his new club, Sociedad there, he's on the outskirts of it as well. It's quite interesting to see, but well done, David. Fantastic. It's great to see that. And he looks chuffed, doesn't he? And all credit to him for that. Anyway, so that's what we'll finish with today episode. That's what we'll finish episode 9. Not a bad way to finish episode 9, is it? Of David Silva, another one of our legends. So yeah, it's great to see. Please let me know let me know your thoughts, let me know your comments, send in your images, etc, that'd be fantastic. And please check out my recent City Pass vlogs, especially. Obviously I've just done one on the what have I done one on? I'm trying to think what I've done one on now. Yeah, an old Leeds game back in 1992. I've done one on that. But anyway, check them out. There's that many coming out. I lose track of where I'm up to with my City Pass stuff. So there's lots of stuff on there. Obviously, I'm doing a regular City History Boy feature. Now, most games we play now, there will be a separate History Boys vlog being done as well as the preview. So keep your eyes out for them till the end of the season. Obviously starting from the 14th of August for next season. There you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, as I say, let me know what you thought. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a flit across, have a look at my film and TV channel, see what I'm up to on there. All I ever ask is please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.